Hey guys, what's up? It's Milkazunky and welcome to a new video. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a pretty good smithing method for people that are low on cash or don't want to spend an awful lot of cash on smithing. So this method does have some fairly high requirements, so it's definitely not for everyone. But the reason why I wanted to show off this method is, for one, I was really curious how well this method worked. I had never heard of anyone doing it before. I'm probably not the guy who discovered it. I'm sure there's been a few people who have tried this, and I don't want to take credit for that. However, what it is opening up crystal chests in Elf City during Iorwerth Voice of Saren. And if you didn't know, crystal keys have become really cheap recently because Durzag and Yakimaru drop a lot of them, which makes opening the crystal chest very inexpensive. You barely even lose money anymore, and if you luck out and get a piece of Dragonstone armor within the first couple thousand openings of the crystal chest, you'll probably even profit. So why you want to do it during the Iorwerth Voice of Saren is because you're much more likely to get Elf City related items, including corrupted ore during that. And you get a lot of corrupted ore per hour. I did some testing and I found it to be about 3,500 corrupted ore if you do a solid hour of opening crystal keys, which is around 600 crystal keys when using a pack yak and banking using the elf teleport crystals, because they teleport you very close to the place where you open up the crystal keys. So overall, that's a lot of smithing XP banked per hour. It's close to 600k, or about 650k if you use that corrupted ore during the Traherne Voice of Saren. So I thought, you know, since this is so cheap and since you can get so many corrupted ore per hour, this has got to be a good smithing method. So that's what this video is here to test out, and also to show you guys, if you do have high smithing, because you need 89 smithing to smelt the corrupted ore, or you can boost from 87 or so. But if you want to save quite a bit of money on smithing and get it really cheap, this is a great way to go. Okay, so I did 400 crystal keys opened at the Iorwerth chest, and you open about 100 crystal keys every 10 minutes. It took me slightly longer than the average person because I was having to record all of the drops that I got in order to price check at the end of the video, and the average person is probably not going to be recording everything, so it might even be slightly faster for you. However, this is kind of a sad moment. I got an Elder Seed here, which I've been really wanting on my Iron Man, and just going really dry on there. About 150 crystal keys used on the Iron Man with no Elder Seed yet. Saddening, but here is the price check for the final loot that we got from all of those keys. So remember, we spent 21.5 mil and we get 20.8 mil back, which equates to only slightly over 1 mil loss per hour. So you're not losing very much money at all, and you're getting tons and tons of corrupted ore, as you can see from the bottom right corner of my inventory there. 2.4k corrupted ore, and that only took about 40 minutes to get all of that. Of course, it is during Iorwerth Voice of Saren, but still, it doesn't take long at all to get massive amounts of corrupted ore. Okay, so that's all well and good, but how good XP is the corrupted ore when you're actually smithing it? Because, of course, smithing can be a really fast skill if you spend a lot of money on it. So if corrupted ore is slow, what's the point? Because you could just spend all that time that you're wasting making money and then buy something like adamant bars and get super fast smithing XP. Well, smelting the corrupted ore itself is very fast. If you are on a regular Voice of Saren, so not Traherne, which does boost the XP, and wearing a blacksmith suit. I did not have an avatar out, but if you have a clan avatar, that helps as well. It's about 240,000 smithing XP per hour actually using the ore. And then if you do it during the Traherne Voice of Saren, so you can turn smithing into somewhat of a daily, if that's what you want to do, then it's around 285,000 XP per hour. So very fast when you're actually using the corrupted ore itself. And also, one of the main problems with smithing is if you're doing the fast methods of smithing, it's really not very AFK because you have to be constantly running back and forth from the bank to the forge. This method is super AFK. It's over 2 minutes of AFK per inventory, so it requires very little attention. So that's one of my favorite things about this method. And also, even though opening up the crystal chest does take time, and it's not AFK when you're doing it, you spend about 30% of the time opening up the crystal chest, and then about 70% of the time actually using the ore itself. So overall, you're getting around 200,000 smithing XP per hour, even taking into account that you're not getting any smithing XP when opening up your chest, and also 70% of your smithing is super AFK while you're actually doing it. And also, one of the great benefits of corrupted ore is it is stackable and it works with the superheat spell. And why this is amazing is if you're doing something like hunting Grenwalls, or heck, even mining ore yourself, you can be smelting corrupted ore while you're doing that, and that is a way to become a little bit more efficient. Or you can also do this at a bank because it is faster than using the corrupted ore on the furnace, but also the additional cost of spending nature runes in order to do it. But this definitely makes corrupted ore an even better method if you have the extra money to spend on nature runes in. It does become a click fest and it loses the AFK ability, which is one of the best things about corrupted ore, but this way is a bit more efficient. So I have a bit of a breakdown of the total method here. You are going to be using about 600 keys per hour, as I mentioned earlier, and if you do a full hour every single time the Iorwerth Voice of Saren comes up, that's around 3,500 corrupted ore that you will be banking with using this crystal chest. That's around 665,000 smithing XP per hour banked if you use the ore during Traherne, or if you just want to smith all the time and not have to wait for the Traherne Voice of Saren, it's still good. It's about 560,000 smithing XP per hour banked. And you are getting around 200,000 smithing XP per hour overall, and that does include the time using the crystal keys, which means this method is around the same price as gold at portable forges, but around double the speed per hour, and it's even more AFK when you're using the ore itself. So if you're the kind of person who would normally do gold, and you have 89 smithing in Elf City unlocked, this might be a really good alternative instead of doing that. Now, it's still not as fast as adamant plate bodies, so if you want to get smithing to 99 as fast as possible, adamant plate bodies are still the way to go at this level range, but they do cost about 10 times as much as this method. And also, crystal keys will stay low because every single time you kill Durzag or Yakamaru, there's a good chance that the person that killed them is going to be opening up 17 to 25 crystal keys. Okay, that's all for this video, guys. Thank you for watching, and definitely give the crystal chest a try if this method sounds interesting to you. And if it doesn't, just stick with adamant plate bodies. That's completely fine too if you have the money for it. But with all that being said, I will see you guys next time with the next video. Until then, farewell.